Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Faris bin Muhammad Ali. Today I will talk about the abstract. Boxing gloves are made for protecting the fighter's hand when they throw punches. It is because the glove is specifically designed for the safety of the fighters and the opponent's hands during the match. However, there are still chances for the fighters to hurt themselves. Mostly the boxing match only allow experienced fighters who really have the knowledge to defend and beat the opponent in the match. In this group assignment given, we will discuss on what the precautions that need to be considered in order to improve the fighter's safety guards. There are few materials will reduce and securing the fighters from the long-term injury that is using the perfect materials in making the boxing glove.
Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Mansur, metric number CD170062 from section 3 and from group 3B. Today I would like to talk about my part, which is introduction of selection of materials for boxing glove. Introduction. First point is boxing is a combat sport where two people typically wearing protective gloves throw punches at each other in a boxing ring for a predetermined amount of time. Second point, boxing competitors balance in weight and strength, seek to land blows hard and often with their fists each trying to escape opponent's blow. Another point, box range from 3 to 12 rounds. And boxing is a sport that can definitely cause injury. You are subjecting your fingers, hand and wrist to repeated violent impacts. There are several things and ways that can be used to prevent injuries. Firstly, make sure you wear the right headgear and spar with someone who knows what they do. Also, leather material is the best material to use for boxing glove. And synthetic leather is a material used for boxing glove, which is less expensive. This usually look and feel just as good to use. And genuine leather is the best material that are appropriate and can be recommended to be used by the boxers that can help them in reduce risk of the injuries because the leather boxing glove more comfortable and it is one of the higher qualities of material that not easily to damage or torn. Finally, it will secure the boxers in protecting their safety. That's all from me. Thank you.
I want to talk about discussion. So, the primary reason gloves are used in boxing is to protect the fighter from injuries. Hand injuries are very common in combat-related sports such as boxing, despite the use of gloves. A good way to emphasize just how much gloves protect the hand is by watching a bare-knuckle boxing match. Bare-knuckle boxing only allows fighters to wrap their wrists and thumb, but not their knuckles, which cause most fighters to break their hand in almost every fight. The reason the hands get injured during a fight is due to the density of the skull compared to the density of the hands. The bones inside the hand are small and delicate, which allow us to use our hand and finger for precise movement, such as writing or catching. Meanwhile, the skull purpose is to only protect the most important and fragile organ, which is the brain. Due to the importance of the brain, the skull becomes the hardest bone in our bodies. Striking another person's head with a fragile hand result in injured hand bones. Therefore, it's important for someone training in combat sport like boxing to wear both hand wrap and glove. It need to be in high durability, as high durability is the ability of the material to withstand force without suffering from permanent deformation. The strength of the glove should be able to withstand the multiple impact of collision between the impact of the skull, which is very hard as it can cause a fracture for the hand bone. The material used should have the highest durability, so it will protect the hand from any fracture happen while withstanding the force. And lightweight. Boxing gloves should be made with lighter material for the boxer can swing his hand in high speed without any weight obstacle. This is also due to the lighter weight when punching the ball. The boxer can pull back their hand immediately as the concept of impulse. The longer the time, the higher force it exerts. This will help to preserve the hand while punching and receiving lesser force toward the hand. High stiffness. Stiffness of a material are an indicator of elasticity of modulus of the material. The boxer glove needs to be stiff as it needs to be able to withstand the force emitted due to impact when punching, as well protect the hand itself.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. I'm Marsha Adia binti Zulkifli, AD 170275. I'm going to discuss about the material that have been used to make boxing gloves. Some materials will be much more durable and comfortable than others. A few materials like synthetic leather, genuine leather, and vinyl are often used to make boxing gloves. For synthetic leather, also known as polyurethane or PU, is a lower cost material used for boxing glove. It generally looks and feels just as good to use, but it would not be as durable as glove made from real leather. Gloves made of these materials are usually low to mid-tier gloves and are generally marketed towards beginners. These types of gloves will have odor issues if they are used regularly and are not properly cleaned. These gloves are not recommended for advanced fighters or heavy hitters. Genuine leather, also known as, also known as also known as cowhide or goatskin leather, is normally durable, flexible, and controls sweat and odors very well when compared to other materials. Real leather is the primary choice amongst many professional boxers and fighters today. Cowhide leather is very comfortable and offers for the feast, or it is higher quality material. Goatskin leather is actually cheaper to use than cowhide leather. However, both are well worth the price. I believe genuine leather is the type of material you find in the best boxing gloves. For the vinyl material is a good alternative if you cannot afford or prefer not to use real leather. The main problem with vinyl glove is that they won't be nearly as durable as real leather boxing glove. Vinyl glove will split over time. However, they are much cheaper than genuine leather. The good thing about vinyl glove is that they are much easier to clean when compared to other materials. I would only recommend vinyl boxing gloves if you cannot afford other types of gloves, or if you are a beginner who is looking for an inexpensive pair of gloves. So this graph shows sometimes synthetic leather is better than genuine leather, but it does not last longer, while vinyl does not last longer as long as leather. When it is frequent use, they will begin to split. So thank you.
Assalamualaikum and good morning. My name is Faiz Rafiuddin bin Rizwan, number matric CD 170125. I'm from section 3 and group 3B. Today I would like to present my part in material selection. That topic is selection of material for boxing glove. Okay, the conclusion is based on the research studies made by us, we managed to complete this task successfully by insisting on how boxing gloves are appropriate and suitable use in any situation for this research. This is because the boxing glove has the highest durability and lightweight for common in combat-related sports such as boxing, despite the use of glove. Eventually, by applying concept of engineering material selection in our surrounding, it will help us to understand better about the concept. By referring to the previous sources on this report, we analyze on how boxing gloves are applied and useful. The strength glove should able to withstand the multiplied impact of collision between the impact to skull, as it can cause a fracture to hand bone. In order to achieve it, the boxing glove must use in suitability based on the material selection physical characteristics, we can conclude that there is more than need to consider in situations such as strength and density are different based on chart. We also can frame out our case study are very physical properties or chemical classification are important as it can change the outcome before making the final discussion. Lastly, all these engineering material selection principles and theories were well applied in this problem. That's all. Thank you.